Well, first of all, I take my hats off to Middle Tennessee State. Rick, he does a great job. But I'm just overly pleased with our team. Our ladies just really responded, especially after coming off a tough loss at FIU. So these last three games, we're treating it like a tournament, quarterfinals, semis, championship next Friday. So overall, just very pleased with our defense, holding a very good offensive team in Middle Tennessee State to 11 points in the second half. That's just been our focus. So I'm just overly pleased with our ladies and how everyone responded. And this is just a great team win for us.
Questions, Coach?
All right, awesome. Thank you again, Coach, for being here. That 16-2 run in the first quarter really seemed like it set the tone for the rest of the game. What kind of went into that run? It was right after an injury timeout. What were you kind of telling the girls going into it?
Well, coming into the game, we just wanted to be aggressive. That was our main focus, and obviously we really emphasized defensive. We held them to 8 points. Unfortunately, that second quarter, 18, they scored 18 points, so we had a little bit of a lull there. But that's why I was so pleased with the second half. But, just the ladies being aggressive, playing with confidence, playing together, I think that really propelled us to playing a great game here on tonight and getting the victory. And then obviously 14 assists. We were moving the ball, sharing the basketball as well. That obviously helps the continuity of your offense. So all that played a part in that run.
Awesome. And then another question. You guys went 2 for 17 last game, but tonight you went 10 for 24. You were above 50% for the majority of the game. Yeah. Was that just better shot selection, ball movement, confidence? What all went into that?
Funny you bring that up because we talked about that. And really after the FIU game, I had our whole team, each player shoot 2 threes because I knew 2 of 17 was just unacceptable. That's just not who we are. So we obviously made more than 2. I felt at FIU we had rushed shots. We don't want rush shots. We want rhythm shots. So I felt like we had a lot of rhythm shots today. So I think we handled their pressure pretty well. So I think that's what really got players open to have rhythm shots. I felt like we didn't really handle the pressure to FIU. So again, I feel like the practice in between FIU and Middle really helped us just prepare for the pressure because Middle's a very good defensive team as well. But just did a better job handling the pressure, which obviously equated to getting some wide open rhythm shots.
Awesome. Another question. Elena Contreras had 16 first half points tonight, but only finished with 18. What was the defensive adjustment at halftime?
Well, if I spoke for 9 minutes at halftime, probably 7.5 was about her. So, the main focus was it's not one-on-one against Contreras, it's the team guarding her. She had 16. I think the next highest point total was 2. So I think she had 16 out of the 26. Is that right? Yeah, so, she was going to be a focus in the second half, and holding her to 2 points, I felt like Liz did a good job. We were switching pretty aggressively. Even our post players switching on. Ify had some blocks. I don't know if it was on her, but we were just really focused in on her and really wanted to slow her down because we felt like she was the head of the snake for that team on offense.
Yeah, to continue going on to the defense, you talked about specifically one player, but you held the entire team on total to 26% from the floor. That's just great defense. As opposed to last time when you played them, they had over 60 points. What was the biggest difference tonight?
Well, we feel like they were just tougher than us down at the Glass House. And this was one of the games we had circled on our calendar for the second time around. Obviously, we played them in the championship last year, lost to them in the championship the year before. So, the short time we've been in this conference, there's a lot of history between these two schools. So I think our ladies were very locked in. And January was a tough month for us, and I think February we've been really focusing on defense, and it's starting to pay off. I think our ladies are really starting to believe that we're a good defensive team, and I think tonight is just another example of proving that.
Definitely. All right, last question. Avery Mills, her first game back in 3 weeks, only 3 points. I think a free throw at the end as well. But how did her energy, plus minus of 16, which was still off the charts for limited minutes? What kind of energy does she bring back to this team?
Well, she just brings, obviously, she's a leading scorer, so that confidence, that aura that she brings to our team. Offensively, she's going to stretch the floor, so that makes the driving lanes a little wider. That makes post entries a little easier for Emmy Stout. It's much harder, much more difficult to clamp down, double down on Emmy if you have a good shooter on the floor. So, but I was very pleased with her. She was restricted minutes. She did a good job just with penetration. She, you know what I mean, because she's more than just a shooter. So I think she just showed a lot of different facets of the game tonight. And she's, you know, she's getting her rhythm. She's coming back. So we're just happy that she was out on the floor playing. And I think she was too.
Okay, I'll ask you the first question, a similar question that I just asked your coach. You held them to 26% from the floor as a team. You were the center of that in the paint. How are you guys able to do that tonight?
I think coach has just been honing in on defense. We've really been practicing our rotations, help side, keeping our man in front, and I think we were able to execute that great today.
Okay, awesome. I asked coach as well, Avery Mills back in the rotation today. What does it mean just to have her energy back out there?
It means a lot. She's a great shooter. She's a great offensive player. She brings a lot of eyes to her. So sometimes maybe someone might help in on her, and that gives one of us an open shot. And, yeah, we're just happy to have her back.
Definitely. So, and you guys shot 10 for 24 from 3. You had 2 today. How did it feel just to have the 3-point shots falling tonight?
It definitely felt great. Coming off of FIU, I think we just kind of just did what we know how to do, and we were able to make those shots today.
Awesome. And then another question. You had 5 blocks tonight, a career high, to go along with 9 points, 10 rebounds. Again, going back to just controlling the paint, how are you able, personally yourself, not just from the team perspective, but you yourself able to control both sides of the paint tonight?
I mean, I think me just being in help side, getting there early, and then keeping my hands up, staying composed, not fouling, yeah.
Okay, and then the last question, the biggest story off the court, your father and brother surprised you. What did that mean to you going into the game?
It meant a lot. Usually he's the first person to text me after every game, giving me advice, so it was nice to see him in the stands, being able to watch it live.